peaceful, pure, limitless. Like
it will continue opening even as Ray sleeps. Always continuous and it never stops. How does the throat chakra look? You've done some healing on that knife. How does that wound look? Is it healing?
Yeah.
Is there anything else in there that needs to be addressed?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Emotions.
How does it feel to you?
No, it feels good. It feels like I struggle to say what's in there.
Where does that come from? Struggle to say what's in there.
I'm just apprehensive to speak my mind.
Where does that come from?
It comes from the fear that I'll have to kill myself again.
Very good. Really insightful. So, can we ask your guides to show you that you are completely safe, that you will never be harmed again for speaking your truth? Can we ask your guides to assure you on that?
Yeah.
This is a very different life, isn't it?
It is.
What makes this life different from your other lives?
It is the last life.
Yes.
I get to choose. I'm hearing I get to die in peace in this life. It's the last life I have to fight. I have to fight for my gifts.
And do you have to fight for your gifts anymore?
No, I've never felt like I have to fight for my gifts in this life. They've always been appreciated.
So let's ask your guides, what are Ray's gifts? And have them show her her gifts. Give her an image of what her gifts are and share them so that we can all hear them.
Light.
Light. How can she use light to help others?
Show others light. Heal others light.
How does she do that, guys? How does Ray show others light?
Be with them. Witness their disease. Witness how they suffer. Share the load. Release suffering with them.
Very good. And what other gifts? Because Ray wants to know what gifts she chose to bring with her into this life. What gifts are those?
The gift of speaking truth.
How does she do that?
She speaks wisdom that comes from another place.
Would that be called channeling? So Ray is a natural channel then?
Yeah.
How does she tap into that more easily then? when she's with others?
She allows herself to flow with that being. She allows that person to enter into her in a way. She listens to what comes to her mind or to her vision.
So she wants to know what kind of work she's supposed to be doing. She's on this beautiful path of now moving into doing body work and being more intuitive with this work. Please share with her how she is supposed to flow with that and how she is supposed to structure that. She needs to know how she can make that on a 3D level and a 4D level.
She needs to trust she has the light. She needs to channel the light.
And so how can she make that into more of a practical, tangible line of work for herself? She's going to people's homes to give them body work. How does she advertise that?
She won't need to.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Because the healer finds the healer. We always find what we're looking for. If someone's meant to find her, they'll find her.
And is that happening quicker now as we are in a huge shift of energy on the planet?
There's no need to seek anymore.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that not needing to seek.
Just share what you find with others. If it speaks through them and if it calls them to it, they will find you, they will seek you out.
Mm. Yeah, very good. So she wants to know, what else? What else does she offer humanity? She came here for this time, for this moment. How is she to offer her light to others to help them?
She's to nurture what's around her.
Mm.
And by nurturing what's around her, others will follow.
Mm. So to be the example then.
It's simple that way.
Mm-hmm. And more will follow if she is just being her true self.
Yeah, she's just to care for what is given to her.
Is that why you showed her the life where she was the Swedish woman, where she was just simply living off the land and nurturing herself?
It's that simple. That is how life is to be.
Mm-hmm. And the life is the gypsy man and the factory worker. What was that life about for her? Why did you show her that life?
There's a wild child. There's freedom in feeling all the sensations of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Your body is to be something that's enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You're not meant to labor in a factory. You're meant to be free. You're meant to labor in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You're meant to work to build connections and relationships and to love that wild, free person inside of you that you admire in other people.
Is that what's coming in more now to humanity as a whole?
Eventually,
Eventually.
people have to learn to let go of the walls around them. They choose to go to work every day. They choose to go to the factory.
But they don't have to.
There's so much more.
Tell me about that more. What more do you see coming?
Fulfillment with disintegration of the walls, fulfillment with just simply another, with sharing space with another soul, fulfillment with the simple life, having what you need, giving the rest away, always knowing it'll come back to you.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Where should Ray live? She is kind of like that gypsy, moving around. And now we've learned that as a healer, her home was burned and she was displaced. Where should she live?
When it's time to settle down, she'll know what feels right. For now, she's to live very much like a gypsy.
Is she meant to come to Portland for a while?
For now.
What is in Portland for her?
Understanding, seeking, uncovering who she is, what she's capable of.
She feels there's a teacher for her besides herself. Is there a teacher that she should be learning under? A teacher or to help to remind her of her hands-on healing and her intuitive abilities?
She has a teacher.
And who is that teacher?
They're a seasoned healer. They've been at this work a long time.
And she will find this teacher?
Yes. Yes. Soon.
The teacher in Portland or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
So she will align with this teacher when the time is right.
Yeah.
Very good. So does she have any other past life work, any other karma that she needs to work through? She has a fear of remembering her past life work. Does that have to do with the life of being tortured in the root and the sacral chakra?
No, yes, no one. She's been given the gift of forgetting the trauma.
Very good. She's been given the gift, so she should just continue to focus on this current life then.
Yes, but understand that you still hold on to trauma in many ways. It's not serving me anymore. I am ready to let it go.
And so how can we help Ray to heal the past life trauma? What can we do today to help her to heal that?
Just call it in.
So have her call in the healing and heal her entire body. Have her call in the healing to heal her auric field. Calling in the healing to heal all 7 main chakras. And you let me know when that feels stronger.
Yeah.
Very good. Do I have your word that you will continue this healing even as Ray sleeps until it is complete?
Yes.
Thank you. She wants to know the role that her mother and sister have played in other lifetimes. Now we've seen her mother in another life. But what are some of the roles she feels that her sister's her mother? Is that from another lifetime?
Yes, it could be.
What does it feel like?
It feels more like this lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Why did they choose to be identical twins in this lifetime?
They needed to experience everything at the same time. They needed to understand the phases of life together.
Mm-hmm. What roles has her sister played in past lives with her?
Husband,
Mm-hmm.
father, mother.
So they're still family.
Yeah.
And what roles has her mother played for her in past lives that would lead up to such a difficult life in the current life?
Wife, child. Torturer.
Mm-hmm. Is there still karma with the mother that needs to be worked through?
No.
They've worked through that?
They will in this life.
What karma is left with her mother?
Guilt. Not sure.
Will that be revealed to her throughout her life?
Most likely.
So she has a lot of pain. She experiences an autoimmune. And the pain is mostly right-sided. Why is her lichen sclerosis mostly on her right side?
It's the paternal side.
Mm-hmm. Tell her about that.
There's anguish in not knowing the father.
Does she need to know who her biological father is?
No. She needs to experience a safe, secure love.
How does she do that?
To fully give herself to the man she's with.
So Caesar. Who is Caesar for her? We've seen him in another life.
He's the primal self.
Tell me more about that.
He is instinct. He is freedom. He is strength, order. He's the secure being.
And will he be moving around with Ray as she moves, looking to be settled?
He will follow wherever she goes.
So this is a good partnership for her.
It is necessary.
Very good. And so why the lichen sclerosis? Why does she have this autoimmune? Why is the body attacking itself?
There's a fight.
Tell me about that fight.
Like the self. The self. I'm not sure.
Is this between the ego and the soul self?
Partially, yes.
Is the ego fighting the evolution process?
Yeah, the ego, it refuses to recognize evolution process. It's maybe not so much that.
When I count to 3, I'm going to talk to the ego. The ego is completely safe. 1, 2, 3. Ego, how are you?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, I see that. It's okay, ego. I want you to know that you are completely safe. Do you know this? Do you feel safe here?
No.
What is it you don't feel safe about?
I don't trust. I don't trust beyond what I know to be true.
Do you know why that is, ego?
I can't prove beyond what I know to be true.
Well, I want to present something to you that I present to many. Do you use internet service?
Yes.
So, do you use Wi-Fi?
Yes.
You can't see it though, can you? Can you see Wi-Fi? The frequency is too high for you to see with your human eyes, yes?
Yes.
But you still receive the physical capabilities of it, correct? Well, it's the same thing with source energy, with all that is, or light, or frequency. Because there's no linear straight line time, new experiences, they manifest in a much higher vibration. And they have to lower their vibration in order for the physical eyes to be able to see them, to perceive them. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Good, because I always find this very helpful. So, because our human eyes are not able to see what's coming in next, we have to feel everything through our heart, because the heart is the knowing part of us. Our heart is connected to Source. And when we live from our heart, which is feeling and trusting that everything's okay, and then it just comes in that way because we have believed in it and trusted it, then all life flows. So let me ask you this. Have you ever gone hungry that you're aware of?
Many times.
When did that happen?
Since childhood.
Since childhood? I'm sorry. What did that feel like for you when you were hungry?
Painful.
Painful. I'm so sorry you had to experience that, Ego. Did it teach you anything about yourself?
Taught me I'm not sure.
Did you learn something through the hunger and the pain?
I learned to appreciate food.
Well, I feel that that's wonderful. And do you appreciate food more?
Very much.
Mm-hmm. Does that help you to stay present with your food?
Very much.
So that might have been kind of a positive thing then, yes?
Yes, I'm very grateful for my relationship to food.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't die from starvation. That's pretty clear. And you learned something through being hungry sometimes. And so there's a lesson to be learned in every moment, through every experience. Just like you learned to appreciate food in all of your senses through not having food at times in your life. But you're still here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you better because of that experience?
Yes.
That's growth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you see perhaps, maybe just a little bit, at how important it is that sometimes that we suffer? Because through some suffering, we grow. We get bigger and brighter. You're bigger and brighter now from experiencing some hunger, are you not?
I am.
You are. Look at how much stronger you are. And therefore, I feel that you probably can help other people through that experience in other areas of their life where perhaps they feel like they're suffering and they're not seeing where they can learn from it. But you've learned that you can appreciate food more. And so you can use that experience as a reference to help others to find something in their life that they can appreciate through their painful experience. How does that feel for you?
I'm grateful.
It's beautiful that you're living in gratitude. It's a blessed state of being, isn't it? So, Ego, I want to share with you because you're so beautiful. You're so pure. You are the individual expression of the soul. And we need our individual expression, don't we?
Yeah.
We need to be diverse. We need to be different from each other so that we learn from each other. And it's important that you allow new experiences to come in so that you can grow, so that you can get bigger and brighter, feel more and feel better, and that you can help others with your experience. How does that feel for you?
It gives me purpose and meaning.
Yes, you have a lot of purpose. You have more purpose than you even understand, I promise you. Your purpose is to shine your colors, all of your diverse colors, as brightly or as softly as you desire, whatever makes you feel good, and to shine as bright as possible, and to speak up when you want to share your perception with others. What you have to say is so valid. It's so important because it helps to change vibration. Vibration wants to be changed, and often. How does that feel for you?
Freeing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You are free. You've always been free. It's just the perception of not being free gets in the way. I hope this helped you. I would love to speak with the higher self, if I may. Am I speaking with the higher self?
No, this is still ego.
Mm-hmm. Ego, I would love to talk to your heart self. Can I do that today?
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you could just observe and listen, I promise you, not only will you learn so much, but I feel that you will very much enjoy it. And you'll grow and you'll feel good. So I would love to talk with the heart self. Can you go into your heart and allow me to talk to your heart?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So we've learned through the other lifetimes about the root and the sacral chakra blockages and the damages, and those are being healed now. Ray has a cecum appendix liver imbalance. Why? What happened?
Trauma.
Mm-hmm. Is that from the surgery?
Yes.
Is that from other sources as well?
Bacteria.
Is that from not having a properly operating appendix?
Yes.
So can you go into the cecum, please? Shrink yourself down small. Turn on your third eye headlight, and go into the cecum and see what's in there. What do you see?
Inflammation.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to put in some cooling, soothing aloe vera gel into that inflammation. Soothe it. You could even use a cooling green color, like a Cali green or a spring green. Cool down that inflammation. And as the inflammation is reducing and calming, what's going on in the cecum? What do you see in there?
Something's in there.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. What's in there?
A possible mass.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the mass.
Possible self mass or other mass.
Mm-hmm. Turn on that light in from your third eye and shine it on it. What does it look like? Light it up.
It's a pale color.
Mm-hmm. Is it growth?
Possibly.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel like an emotion that's grown, or does it feel like it's a parasite?
More of a parasite.
Okay, let me bring my hand over the cecum and bring that up to the mouth. Give it a voice.
Parasite.
You parasite. What is your name? What do I call you?
I'm not sure. Mom. Monger? Mom? I'm not sure.
Monger. When I say monger, how does that sound?
Not correct.
No, you tell me. M-O.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. What do you want me to call you, parasite? Should I call you parasite until we can find your name?
Yeah.
You give it a voice. What are you?
Stubborn.
Stubborn. We'll call you stubborn for now. How does that feel? You stubborn? Why are you in Ray's cecum?
I could hear.
You like it there. What's in there for you?
Nutrients.
Mm-hmm. How'd you get there?
She ate something.
She ate something. So you've been growing ever since?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want you to know that is not your home. That is her body. And on this planet, stubborn, we have free will. Ray owns this body. And so you don't have a right to be there. I want to talk with Ray for a moment. 1, 2, 3. Ray.
Yeah.
You have a stubborn parasite in your cecum. Do you want it there?
No.
You have free will. You're going to have to tell the stubborn parasite to leave.
Please leave.
You're going to have to tell it to leave.
Leave my body.
I want to talk with stubborn. 1, 2, 3. Stubborn.
Yes.
Ray has told you to leave. Therefore, she is the creator of this body. She is the God of this body. Now you have to leave. So I want you to look into the cecum. See how you've corded yourself in there. Look at the cords and describe for me what the cords look like.
They're pale.
Pale. I want you to pull those cords out, stubborn. Pull them all out. Pull them all out. Get them all. And as you're pulling them out, I'm calling in Archangel Michael to be present, please, the Archangel of Protection. Aquamarine blue light. Stubborn, do you see Archangel Michael with his aquamarine blue light?
Yeah.
Very good. You pull all those cords out. Did you pull them all out?
I'm having a hard time.
Keep pulling them out. Pull them out. Are they just in the cecum or are they in other areas?
They're possibly in other areas.
Are they in her liver? Are you causing the bile to dump?
Possibly.
So I want you to keep pulling. I want you to pull, go up into the liver, pull out the cords in the liver. Are you attached to the appendix, stubborn?
No.
Where else do you see your cords, stubborn?
duodenum,
Pull them out of the duodenum.
ilium,
Pull them out of the ilium.
okay.
Good. I want you to hand all of those cords to Archangel Michael. He happily takes them. You tell me when he's got them. Good. And now, what do you say, stubborn, to Ray for causing all of that damage in her gut, in her entire digestive tract, in her liver? What do you tell her? It's not okay that you did that. You're causing her pain.
Please forgive me.
Ray, do you accept Stubborn's forgiveness? Or his apology, actually? Do you accept this apology from Stubborn?
I want to.
Will you accept that so that you can heal and move on? When we forgive, we cut cords.
Yeah.
Do you forgive Stubborn for causing you pain and damage in your intestines?
Yeah.
Thank you. And now, Stubborn, take Archangel Michael's hand, and he'll bring you back up to the light, where you belong. Back home to the light. You go up, up, up with him. And you let us know when you've arrived back in the light. Very good. Are you there?
Yeah.
Thank you. And let's disconnect from Stubborn. May the light of the universe always shine brightly through your heart. And now I would like to talk with the higher self, please. The heart self. Am I speaking with the heart self?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now we need to go into the entire lower digestive area and the liver. And tell me what it looks like in there now that we've cleared Stubborn, the parasite, out.
It's better. It still needs healing.
So what color frequency would you like to use to heal it?
White.
Good. I'm going to hold my white light hand over the areas as well. And you focus that white light on the body and get all that healing going. You let me know when that feels more healed.
Okay.
Good. Do I have your word as the heart self that you will continue this healing, especially at night while Ray is sleeping? It's easier to heal the body for as long as it takes.
Yes.
Thank you. Does she have any trapped emotions in her gut?
Yes.
What are they?
They're angst, anguish, uncertainty, disbelief.
Okay, you have to change those into positive emotions. What would you like to transform those into and put those back into your gut as transformed?
Infinite possibility.
Putting that in the gut. What else?
Trust.
Trust is going back in the gut. What else?
Stability.
Stability is going in.
And worthiness.
Worthiness is going in. Anything else? Can I add unconditional love?
Yeah.
Very good. Can I add healing light?
Yeah.
Very good. What is Ray holding on to?
She doesn't trust herself.
All right. All right. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel like for the first time in a long time, like my mind is quiet.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is. It's peaceful in a way. Yeah, it's very peaceful. It's quiet, calm, peaceful, secure.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was one of your big issues. Trust, secure, safety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Change your position. Go for it. Let's get cozy.
Together. Hi.
You have your carbon, you've got your shungite. You know,
Yeah.
you're an amazing healer. You're a really, really powerful healer, and you're remembering again.
Mm-hmm.
And I facilitate so many of these sessions. Most of them never go on YouTube.
Okay.
And yeah, because they're so personal. I mean, you have some chunks of incredible wisdom that I'll edit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll send it to you for your approval for me to put it on my YouTube channel. It's
Okay.
incredible messages for humanity in there.
Yeah, I
Do you remember
felt.
those?
Yeah, so I feel those are the voices and the tones, if you will, that they're not mine.
Yeah.
Like when I speak, sometimes it's not from me.
Yeah.
At least not from my ego.
No.
Not from my inner child or my ego. It's like greater wisdom that's coming through.
You had that here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you were struggling with your ego, but you did a really good job actually navigating between the two.
I do it all day in my head.
Right. It's something that I was going to say. It's something that is clear that you're used to doing.
Yeah.
But can you now understand, or can you now feel that your heart is now bigger than your ego?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your heart is bigger, and you spent probably more of this session. Well, I mean, it was a good long one. It was almost 3 hours, and it was needed. And as I've explained to people, sessions are really as long as they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Some people we don't need to spend as much time with. Others, yeah. And I'm so dedicated to helping everyone to get the heart open.
Mm-hmm.
And to get your ego back into the heart center so that the ego can express color and flavor and tone, and not shield and sword and oh my gosh, get away from me. No, that's not what ego was meant to be.
Yeah, it's like I've heard you say before, it's like integrating the two. Because I feel like during the session, like I would take turns. My heart would speak, and then my ego would speak, and then heart or something would want to say something, and then ego, like I told you, it was like making noise in the background, and I was like, hold on, like something is trying to come through me. But it was a fight. I won't lie. Like I fought a lot, but it's a calm fight. It's like you're constantly trying to quiet that logic, that or whatever it is, ego logic. Yeah.
I mean, we answered all your questions. Do you feel that? Do you feel you got your answers to your questions?
I do.
Yeah, I asked them all.
You did. You asked all of them.
I asked all of them. Were you surprised to find Kurt
as the parasite?
It's the moment I said it, it made sense. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like even just the timeline of his death and the start of my symptoms, it actually started to make more sense. Ego was surprised.
Yeah.
Higher self knew the whole time,
Yeah.
but like ego was like, oh, damn.
I took him in.
Yeah.
That's what ego did.
Yeah.
She took him in.
Yeah.
Trying to help him. Poor guy.
Yeah.
So here's what I received when you first came. He came in. You had a lot of activity. You had a lot of activity in your field. You had a lot of activity in your field. So your spirit guides, I saw 2 orbs. One was pale blue and one was pink. And then it would change a little bit to like a lavender purple.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I was like, oh, I did see them.
Yeah.
Those 2 showed up. Bing. You have more spirit guides than that, but those are the 2 that wanted to show you themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they're just showing you light and frequency. They're showing you who you are.
Yeah.
Your light and frequency. But then over here, there was a light that was gold that popped in. Remember I said that? I was like, oh, something came in here. That was Kurt.
Mm.
And he came in and I felt him smile, just like the Cheshire Cat. I just saw the smile. And I just kind of looked, and then while you were talking, I heard him say, Kurt. And it was like, oh, and he said, I'm just here to support her in her healing. He said, there's something that needs to be released. So when that came at the end, I was like, because I kind of felt like something, and we saved his question till the end.
Yeah.
Like there's something, and so when it was that, it was like, oh, this is the piece that you need to take. Well, then he said to me, she asked me to take it when she was little, and I need to take it back.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it was a part of your lessons with each other. He's one of your soul family.
Yeah.
He's a very dear soulmate for you.
Yeah. He is, and he
He's
always
precious.
felt that way. Yeah, he always felt that way.
Yeah.
Always.
He's precious. He tells me that you two have been brother, sister in other lifetimes. You were very, very close as brother and sister. He says in Germany, we actually had a German life where you were brother and sister. And he says we were very close. He says that you were just a little bit older than him and you guys walked around holding hands all the time.
Oh.
He says actually that was a lifetime for you to feel trust with him. And I'm hearing this. I'm sorry she didn't feel that with me in this lifetime. He says I had too much damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did. But if you'd have met him, you would have thought, oh, look at that, like, kind, sweet soul. Like, he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like, you want the people that have seemingly hurt you the most, you want to, like, validate that. It hurt me to watch him suffer.
Sure.
It hurt me to watch him hurt himself as a child when you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think over time you try to, like, attach that to that person, but I just knew it wasn't true. I knew he never would have hurt me.
He says you asked him to be a dad in this life. He says it was our first time with those roles. He says she's actually been my dad in another lifetime, but he said we switched those roles. He's talking right now here. But he says we did it. He said she asked me to do this role because she needed to see her wounded masculine. She needed to heal her wounded masculine side.
Mm.
He says we're all healing our wounded masculine. He says hence everything that's going on the planet right now.
Yeah.
He wants you to know that they all know in the astral what's going on. He says we're all with you on this. It's happening for us as well. It's just in a higher space.
Mm-hmm.
He says he likes Caesar. Mm-hmm. He says tell her go with the flow.
Okay.
He says I love you.
I love him too.
Mm-hmm. He says I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys are so funny. You've actually been siblings more than anything else. It keeps showing me how your brother-sister combinations.
That makes sense because I was like, why are you always trying to get me to smoke weed with you and listen to reggae music? like,
Because he thought of you more like a sister.
Yeah, he did.
That's why he thought of you more like a sister.
Yeah, it was very much like that.
He says there's times I really resented your mother and I was doing my best with you guys. But he says I had no skill. He says I had no father skills.
No.
That's what he just said.
Yeah.
I had no father skills.
Yeah. He was Yeah, he had a childhood too.
He did.
Yeah.
He says he was very sensitive, and he said, he said I was very damned.
Yeah.
So he says, tell her I know, I can relate.
Yeah.
But he said, as you all know, he just said this, it's frickin' hard there. So I just heard him say, it's frickin' hard there. He's laughing now. He says, she'll know it's me talking if I say that.
It's true.
He says, it's frickin' hard there. And he's doing this.
Wow. Okay.
He's like, he says, believe me, it's a total relief when you're released from that low vibe. He's like, that vibe sucks. He says, it's changing now, though.
Yeah. Oh, he was such a hippie.
He says, I was coping.
Yeah.
He says, I was coping with a really fucked up life.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He says, I'm validating it's me by using my language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very loving.
Yeah.
I'm getting gold and white light from him totally from the start.
He was a very free man, just very open and loving and free and but trapped in the coping for sure.
He says that's all done now. He said that was the last life for me.
Okay.
So he said he's been working off his karma. He says when we leave the body, he said since there's a gold spark coming up there. He said we go and we work off our karma. Mm-hmm. He says we all have karma here that we have to work through. So he said you work it off quicker there, but it's harder.
Gotcha.
So he said we've been working it off and working it through. And he said it's easier, obviously, but he said it's a little bit slower here. So yeah, he said when it's less intense, it's harder to work off the karma. When it's more intense, it's easier to work off the karma.
Okay.
He said if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, that's why we go there. We go there because the lessons are so intense and we learn so much more because because the dark is so dark. He said, it's just so dense. The density is so, he said, it's choking. The density's doing this. He's like, it's stifling. The density there is so stifling.
Wow.
He said, and then once you leave, it's such a rush, like an amusement park ride, that you just go, oh yeah, but I want to get back in again because the leaving, the release is so cool.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So he says, tell her I guide her. What's canyons? Guiding you through the canyons?
Yeah.
Have you been in canyons?
The national canyons of Colorado. Yeah, he was. His parents spent a lot of their time in Arizona, and so every time we would go visit them, we would drive through the Grand Canyon.
Okay, so he's telling me. He says he says when it opens, go through the canyons. I'll be there with you.
Okay, yeah, I spread his ashes in Moab, and I thought about spreading them in the Grand Canyon, but Moab was closer to Colorado.
And he just goes, oh, I would have loved that. And he goes, no, just kidding. He said, we don't care.
Yeah.
That's for you. But he says, oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's a funny guy. Yeah, I'm going to try to remember him in those ways because it's a better way to remember someone.
Well, he says the one that you saw was the wounded ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, remember, I'm free. I'm a free spirit, just like you. He wants you to remember him actually as like a little brother, actually, is what he's showing me.
Okay.
He says that I've been your little brother more than any other role.
Yeah.
So he says, just think of me as your little brother who is pesky and annoying and just wounded, and know that I'm free and I'm having fun. And he says, I'm flying here. He says, we can create whatever we want here. He says, believe me, I got my own canyons.
Good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's why he's showing me the canyons.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's that? He goes, yeah, this is where I am.
Yeah. Wow. That makes a lot more sense now. He was very much like a little brother. I was like, damn it. Why are you, here drunk again? Or why are you sleeping on the couch? Or why do you watch NASCAR? Like, it was just like, but I never was resentment like you're not being a dad. I was like, you're not meant to be my dad.
I was suffering.
Yeah.
I know you were a child. But
yeah.
I was suffering, and the suffering was intense. Yeah. He says, I didn't know how to filter my pain.
No.
He said, I was escaping. He says, similar to what you do too in your own way.
Yeah.
He says, you've been escaping, running and escaping.
Yeah.
And he says, but you don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but you found out you are a bit of a gypsy. You're going to be a little bit more of a gypsy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
for a little while. I mean, with what we're experiencing right now on the planet. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so many of us that are awakening, we want to get out of this, so we all want to move.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. It's a time for that. We're capable, and there's a lot of opportunity to where we will go to and make it our home, at least for a short while, and then move on to the next and make that our home again too.
Yeah, we will. Well, we're going to start to come together as conscious community starting next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2021 is going to start to bring us back together physically, and then we're going to be very clear on what it is that we want, and we're going to start building sustainable communities.
I'm excited.
Intentional communities all over the planet. I am too.
Yeah.
Right now, as you know, we're doing a massive clearing.
Yeah.
We're cleaning up the shit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna look worse here before it looks better.
Yeah.
But we know that it's cleaning and clearing. So you got some good direction. Do you feel like you're directed in what it is that you're doing?
Oh yeah. The older I get and the more I get in tune with separating ego from whatever it is speaking through me, like I just see it, and it's that time you look back in your life and you're like, yeah, I was never lost. I've never been lost. I've never wanted. I've never really needed for anything. It's always been provided, and the answers and the direction has always been there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like right now, it's more of the struggle of, am I really going to step into this? Like, am I really going to step into this?
Yes,
role?
you are. And your teacher's going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you are. I'm getting Colorado.
Really?
I don't know about Colorado.
Okay.
What's that mean?
Well, I keep hearing in my head or seeing a vision of this woman, Susan Bernhardt, who I was actually somewhat an apprentice to in Colorado. She's been trained in Tibet, and she's an Ayurvedic medicine healer.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Reiki master. She does a lot of Tibetan cranial therapy that she's learned from a master. So I feel I need to reach out to her and tell her what's going on so she can direct me to someone she knows who does this work. So I think that's really what I should do.
So that's the next step, because
Yeah.
Colorado came through.
Yeah.
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 So
I met her in
together.
Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
There's a vortex there for you guys. There's some sort of a point of coming together.
Okay.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
So would you recommend these sessions to others?
Yeah, I absolutely would. I think, just see it as an investment of time in yourself, an investment in your creative side. Trust that there are people who are able to channel to you what you're feeling and going through and experiencing, and it's all for good. It's all for good. I have a lot of pain and a lot of just weird things that show up in my body, and I was very scared to uncover those things because it's just been so painful. But honestly, like, it helps to know where that pain comes from.
We found it. You've had a torture life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A
I
torture
think a
life
lot
and a
of
burn
people-
life and a life of, the sword in the mouth to kill yourself, with the sword in the throat to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense. It's intense, but it's nothing to be afraid of.
Mm-hmm. No, it's how we learn too.
Yeah, it's something to keep an open mind to,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You are amazing. You are.
You are too. You have these ginormous shoes you fill for us who are seeking and needing. And thank you for being brave in your voice, because so many of us just look at you and want to be that brave.
Took work.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It takes work.
Yeah.
No, and if you give me permission to share this discussion as well on YouTube,
Of course.
let's share with everyone who's watching. You have to live from your heart, number one. That's why these are heart sessions. These are heart healing sessions. Number two, you have to just take the chance and speak your truth and be who you are, because you need to be heard. You are valid in who you are, and your perception matters. Everybody's perception is important. Because it's what we came here to do. We came here to express ourself in our own unique way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it speaks to others. in
Very
that
much
way.
so. This
Yeah.
does. So open up your throat, open up your heart, and speak from your heart, and speak your passion, and speak your truth, and connect with others. And take this off and speak, and take this off and shine. It's what we do. Yes, it's what I do, definitely.
Mhm.
So if you would like a session with me, I offer longer sessions, which is what Ray's session is. I offer short sessions as well. Go to my website, SoniaWilderWellness.com, and we'll get you scheduled. Thank you. So